few more things we want the heat-seeking fireball to do. We want it to spawn smoke from behind it, so that'll look like a cool smoke trail. We want it to spawn explosions when it explodes into something, and we also want it to be able to be shot by bullets. First, we'll get the smoke working. So we want to set up a new class for the smoke particle, just like we did with our other particle effects. So we'll go to variables, properties, set true, false, I. This will happen when the level starts. Set true, false, I. That'll be a class, and I will be a new variable called smoke particle. And then we'll identify it by class of, first instance by tag smoke particle, and the class of block is in sensing. Down the very bottom, class of myself. There we go. So we've identified who the smoke particle is. Now before we go spawning these particles, I need to make sure that smoke there actually gets tagged. I don't think I've done that script yet, so let's copy the flames script. Flame particle. So we'll close this and save it as smoke particle. Then back on our fireball, edit that script. The fireball will be the smoke particle's emitter. So we've saved the smoke particle as a class. And then what we want to do is start emitting smoke particles. So we'll make a function for that. Spawn smoke particles. And we'll run that function as soon as the level starts. And spawn smoke particles will create a new instance. That's from draw. Create a new instance of class smoke particle. And then of course we want to position it correctly. So that's transform, set X position of that instance. Just right click on create new instance and select get instance. Set X position of instance to X position of myself plus a number. Perhaps plus 50. And then the same thing for the Y position. Now that'll create a single smoke particle, and we want this to run, we want it to keep running after a certain amount of time. So control flow, we want that time delay block, and let's slightly randomize the time there. So operators random integer block. Let's say from 50 milliseconds to 150 milliseconds. We will run the same function again. Spawn smoke particles. And if you want a more in-depth rundown of how particle effects work, check out the previous videos on particle effects. I'm doing this one a bit faster because it's basically just copying a bunch of code.